Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Screw Toy action figure review. And today, we'll be looking at the Thor Love and Thunder Marvel Legends Wave. And yeah, very curious to check these figures out. They did just randomly appear here at Walmart today, and I went to my local Walmart to see if, I would find the wave like everybody else was doing. And sure enough, they were on the pallet. They're ready to go. So very happy to have this wave, man. Fairly early. And yeah, I'll try my best to give you the most insight and in-depth look at these figures. But we'll get a quick look here at the packaging, and we'll get a quick look at the figures themselves. Now, getting a quick look at the packaging. On the side, you get these very nice promo images of the characters from Love and Thunder. You get Thor over here and his new getup. You get Korg, the God Butcher, which not too crazy about that design. You get Valkyrie. You get Jane Foster as Thor, Star-Lord, Thor, and Groot. On the other side, you get the same images, just reversed. On top, you get a very nice logo of Mjolnir, all broken but reassembled. Here's a look at the back of Groot's packaging, and if you want to read the little read-up that it has right there, pause it now. Here's Thor's, Gorr, the God Butcher, the mighty Thor Jane Foster, Star-Lord, Ravager Thor, and last but not least, King Valkyrie. And here are all the barcodes if you need them. Now, who should we look at first? Let's do Ravager Thor. Now, getting a quick look at all the accessories that Ravager Thor does come with. He does come with the left arm for Korg, and he also does come with Stormbreaker that we've seen plenty of times before. And I feel like he is lacking accessories because this is all he comes with. I wish he would came with a set of fists or something, but unfortunately, we don't get it. And here we have Ravager Thor, and just straight up, he is just decent. Just decent. Nothing too crazy about it. The best part of this figure is that head sculpt. That is, I don't want to say 100% Chris Hemsworth, as it does look like him, but there's something slightly off. I'm not sure what it is. I think it might be the nose. Yeah, I'm not too sure, man. I think it might be the nose. And one thing that I just noticed, both of his eyes are blue instead of it being blue and brown. So I wonder what's going on with his eye, as he did lose it in Thor Ragnarok. But just getting a close-up look at Thor. Again, decent head sculpt. I would say it's probably the best head sculpt they've done for Chris Hemsworth. There's just something slightly off, and I think it's the nose. But that photo printing technology is on point. Looking at his hair, he does have a ponytail, and it is, grown back, as we saw at the end of Endgame, that he does have his hair back. And I really like that brown wash over that yellow plastic. Really, really gives that scope some depth. I really, really do like that. Moving down to his torso, you do get a very nice sculpted t-shirt or wife beater right there, so you can feel all those lines. And it's very nice print here on the t-shirt. Not sure what exactly that is. And he also does come with a vest and a maroon color, obviously the Ravager's colors. Moving down to his pants, they are just a solid blue with some seam lines right here running down. I really like all these wrinkles. The boots look really nice. Very classic Thor right there with the yellow wraps. And then his feet are, again, very nice. You get some treads at the bottom of the feet, some peg holes. And, yeah, man, even in the back, you get some painted detail and all those studs right there. So that is nice. And I believe this figure is 100% brand new. There's no reuse here. As you can see, he has pinless elbows, pinless feet, or pinless knees. So, yeah, very nice figure, man. Nothing too crazy. I wish he would have came with a set of fists, but unfortunately he does not. But yeah, let's get a quick look at his articulation. Now getting a quick look at his articulation. His head is on a dumbbell joint, but it can't look up much because that hair gets in the way. It can't look down much because that hair gets in the way. It does get the slightest amount of head pivoting as that hair gets in the way. He does have ball jointed shoulders, but you get this very, very ugly hinge right there, man. Not sure what's up with that. I don't like that. But he can hit a very nice T-pose. You do get a upper bicep swivel, double pinless elbows that bend in a great amount. And move Mjolnir over there, or Mjolnir, Stormbreaker, I'm sorry. Did I say Stormbreaker earlier? I'm not sure. He does get an ab crunch that goes this much forward, that much back. He does get waist swivel, upper. Does he have drop down hips? No. He does get upper thigh cuts, double jointed knees to bend in a great amount. He does have, actually no, he has 0 boot rotation, so that is unfortunate. His foot does hinge that much up, that much back, and he does have greater ankle pivot with pebbles at the bottom of his feet. Next, we'll get a quick look at Mighty Thor Jane Foster. Now, Jane Foster does come with the left leg to Korg. She also does come with reconstructed Mjolnir, and I really like this Mjolnir. You can see all the sculpted details where it's, reconstructed. I just wish there was some paint wash to really bring out those sculpted details on that Mjolnir. Now, Jane Foster Thor does come with 2 different head portraits. This first one being a unmasked Jane Foster, and the likeness on this figure is absolutely insane, bro. I mean, just look at that, man. That is 100% Natalie Portman. She also does come with this head portrait that does have a helmet on it, and I also think this head sculpt is really great, but that unmasked head sculpt is just by far superior. And here we have Jane Foster Thor, and this is a very solid figure. Really like the articulation set up on this figure, but we'll go over that here in a second. Just looking at this figure straight on, this is like damn near almost comic accurate. This is like pulled straight from the comics into real life. And I love it, man. I love that the MCU is doing a lot more comic accurate stuff, and they're embracing that goofiness and silliness of comic designs. And yeah, man, again, very solid figure. Getting a look at the helmeted head sculpt, you get a very dull gray, as that plastic was casted in this gray plastic. I wish they would have painted it silver, but unfortunately they did not. They did paint this very nice red throughout the helmet though, and I feel like they did a very solid job at that. The hair doesn't have any paint in it, so that is a little bit unfortunate. It does come off a little flat, so I wish they would have done a little bit better on that. As Thor, they did give him a wash in his hair, so that would have really helped this figure from just falling flat a little bit. And now, looking at the cape, it's very nice, very thin, very pliable. It's super light. I really do like that. But it also is a little heavy, and she can't stand for shit because she does have tiny little feet. So, yeah, she's a little bit back heavy and she falls. Looking down at the armor, you get this very nice sculpting throughout the torso area. You get some very nice silver paint where that black plastic is, some brown paint as well. The arms are pinless. She does have upper bicep swivel, and she does have double jointed elbows, so love that. You get these very nice gauntlets for her forearms, and then her hands are nicely sculpted with some silver painted on those knuckles, so I really do like that. She doesn't come with any interchangeable hands. That's a little bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Moving down to her little tunic piece right here. This is nice. I get a little scuff right there, but nothing too major. You get some very nice paint here, some red, some silvers. Moving down to her legs, also pinless and double jointed, so that is nice. Again, the gray plastic, it's just molded in that gray plastic. It's not painted, so I wish they would have painted it silver. Moving down to her legs, you get these little wings that kind of match her helmet. Her feet are nicely painted with some silver and some silver on the back. So very nice. On the back, you don't really get much paint, as again, it is covered by that cape, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, solid figure overall, man. Now getting a quick look at her articulation. She can look up this much. Actually, not much at all, because that hair does get in the way. She can look down a little bit more, and that is with both head sculpts to look about the same amount. She does get some head pivoting, as her head is on a dumbbell joint. She does have ball jointed elbows that are really stiff, so be wary of that. She can hit a very nice T-pose. She does have upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. I love the setup on the female figures, man. It's about damn time the female figures get a little love. She does have hinges at the hand that hinge up and down and rotate a full 360. Her Mjolnir wielding hand does have a vertical hinge, so it hinges up and down, so that is nice. She does have a upper diaphragm cut that crunches this much forward, that much back. You get some very nice pivots to the side, so that is very nice. And then she does have a ball joint at the waist, which I love. I love that they did that. So you get a little bit of more movement forward with that, and not much back. It does swivel a little bit to the sides, not much. It kind of just mostly shifts. She does have upper thigh cuts, double pinless knees, and then she does have a hinge on her foot that hinges this much up, this much down. She does get great ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of her feet. Next, we'll get a look at Armored Thor. Now, this Thor is the double in the case, so he doesn't come with any Build-A-Figure piece, but he does come with the exact same Stormbreaker that came with Ravager Thor, so that is a little bit annoying, but I get it. Now, Thor does come with an open left palmed hand and a gripping hand for the right hand, and one interchangeable right hand, which is a fist. And here we have Thor, and to be honest with you, I think he's a pretty decent figure. Nothing too crazy. We do get some reuse on this figure, like the arms. I believe these are the arms from Infinity War Thor, as they do have pins. The rest of the body is pinless, so I wish they would have resculpted those arms. A little lazy, but hey, what are you going to do about it? But getting a quick look at the figure. This costume is a little unique, to say the least. It is very bright, very colorful. Not sure how I feel about it, but again, it's just a crazy design, man. But the helmet does look nice. You get a very nice bird-like sculpted area right here on the helmet. You see the wings, you see the head right there. So that is pretty cool. You get some very nice metallic blue paint on that helmet. The helmet is casted in a yellowish goldish plastic, so I wish they would have added some gold paint. The hair is very nicely painted. You get some wash in that blonde hair with some brown, and it really, again, brings that sculpt out. Moving down to the arms, like I said earlier, they're reused, but you do get the shoulder pads that are brand new with some metallic paint on them. The arms are casted in a yellowish goldish plastic. The gauntlets right here on his arm, I believe, are brand new, and I believe it is a separate piece. It is just plugged into the arm. The fists are very nice. The torso is very nice too. You get some very nice metallic paints on there. The gold, the silver, the blues. You get a lot of black, matte black, so I really do like that. A lot of sculpted details, man. Moving down to his little tunic skirt piece right here. You get some very nice padding as well, so that is nice. It's mostly black with some blue and gold. The back, no paint, unfortunately. The cape is nice and pliable and very similar to Jane Foster's. Moving down to the legs, you get some very nice padding right here on the side of the legs, some sculpted padding right there. It is mostly just black until you move down to the boots. That's where you get all that metallic blue, which looks really nice, man. I really like that metallic blue and that gold. And yeah, man, very 80s looking Thor, or 80s colors, I would say. But yeah, solid figure, man, nothing too crazy. So let's get a quick look at his articulation. Now getting a quick look at his articulation. His head is on a hinge. Not sure why it's not on a ball joint or a dumbbell joint, I'm sorry. I'm not sure if this upper torso is a reuse. It might be, but I don't think it is. So it's weird that they gave him a hinge. He can look up, without popping the head off. He can look up just that much, but the hair will get in the way. He can look down a lot further, so he can bury that chin. He does get some head pivoting, so that is nice. He does have ball jointed shoulders that move this much, so you can hit the T-pose. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. He does have a hinge at the wrist to hinge up and down and rotate a full 360. I believe, nope, his Mjolnir holding hand doesn't have a vertical hinge. It is also a up and down hinge. He does have a diaphragm cut that crunches not much forward, a lot further back, but then it starts looking a little ugly right there. It does pivot to the sides a decent amount. No waist cut. I wish there was a waist cut, but unfortunately we don't get that. You get upper thigh cuts, double pinless knees that bend in a decent amount. You can kick this much forward, that much back, this much to the side, And he does have a hinge at the foot that hinges this much up, this much back. And he does have great ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of his feet. Next, we'll get a quick look at King Valkyrie. Now, Valkyrie does come with the head for Korg, as well as Korg's weapon. Now, Valkyrie doesn't come with any other accessories other than her sword that we've previously seen before with the 2-pack and the one from the, I want to say, Endgame Wave 2. So that's it. No other accessories. She does come with a gripping hand and a open palmed hand, and that's it. But getting a quick look at Valkyrie, starting off with the head sculpt. That's Tessa Thompson 100%. A lot better than the previous two. I really like it. You know, it captures Tessa Thompson's likeness. And she does have a scar right there, or is it a smudge? I'm not too sure if that's intentional. I don't know how well it's coming off camera. Not too sure. But looking at her hair, it is very nicely sculpted. Look at those braids, man. Those braids are absolutely amazing. Yeah, they did a great job with that hair sculpt. You do get some blue punched in there. It does look nice. Moving down to her torso. I don't know if it's reused. I want to say it's 100% brand new, but there might be some reuse here at the torso. Looking at it, she is mostly just black and white. Get some white, some silver, some black. This the 6 disc right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The belt is nicely sculpted. She kind of has like a punk leather look to her. She does get these same straps down here, and I feel like these should be painted silver. I don't know how well it's coming off camera, but I feel like those should be painted silver, but they're not. It's mostly a glossy black. Moving down to her feet, you get some silver in there, and then you get a sheath knife, but it's sculpted on. It doesn't come out, which is a little bit annoying, man. I don't know why Hasbro likes to tease us like that. Moving back to the cape, it is again very thin and pliable, very similar to the Thor and Jane Foster capes. And yeah, man, solid figure. Nothing too crazy about her. It is just Valkyrie in a different getup. And yeah, I like her a lot. I love that they gave her brand new arms and legs. And yeah, man, solid figure. Let's get a quick look at her articulation. Now getting a quick look at her articulation. Her head is on a dumbbell joint, and she can't really look up as that hair kind of gets in the way. She can look down just a little bit. She gets some very nice head pivoting, so that is nice. Her arms are on ball joints that move up this much, so she can hit a T-post fairly easy. She does get upper bicep swivel for a female. I love that. She does get double jointed elbows that bend in, double pinless elbows that bend in. Woo, a great amount. Look at that. That's amazing. So I love that. She does have a upper diaphragm cut. They can crunch this much forward. So that is good. That much back, but then it starts getting a little gappy right there. So do be wary of that. She can pivot it very nice to her side. Very nice to this side. Does she have a waist swivel? No waist swivel. So that is a little bit unfortunate. She does get upper thigh cuts. Double pinless knees that bend in a great amount. And then she does have, actually, no, she does not have a boot cut, but she does have ankles on her feet that hinge this much up, this much back, and she does have great ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of her feet. And I did realize that I said she does have an ankle on her feet. I meant she does have a hinge on her feet. Next, we'll get a quick look here at Star-Lord. Now, Star-Lord does come with the right hand to Korg. Accessory-wise, this is everything that Star-Lord comes with. Just his 2 pistols that we've seen previously before. Nothing new. This figure is probably the most underwhelming from the wave. He has a lot of reuse. Oh, his joints are kind of stiff. From the waist down, everything is reused from previous Star-Lords. We even seen these legs recently with, I want to say, what's his name? Master Mordo. So a little bit underwhelming. I want to say the torso is a reuse, but the weird thing they did here, they had like a rubber overlay vest right there. I don't know how well you could see it without moving any of my lights. I don't know how well you can see it. It's just a little odd the way they did it. I don't know how to explain it, but it is just a rubber overlay. His torso, his arms are new, and I believe the jacket is new, and the head sculpt is obviously new, which let's get into that. That head sculpt, man, it's not good. That head sculpt is not good. That is not Chris Pratt. I don't know. He kind of looks like freaking Ego, man. That's he looks more like Ego, his dad, than he does Chris Pratt, which is crazy, man. It's crazy. I don't know what it is that's making this a little off. I mean, from certain angles, I can kind of see it, but I don't know, man. It's a little off. The hair does fall flat as well, as there is no wash in there. The face printing technology, again, is very solid. The eyes, the pupils, everything is on point. And then moving down to his torso, like I said earlier, he does have a rubber overlay that is nicely painted. You get some very nice gold paint there. And then the torso underneath is just a maroon plastic. He does get another rubber overlay here on the shoulder that does have some gold, that, does move with the arm and everything, so that is nice. You get some very nice gold paint on that forearm guard. And then these arms are brand new as they are pinless. The gloves look nice, very nicely painted, no slop or anything. And then again, the legs, we've seen them 100 times, man, with previous Star-Lords. So same legs that came with the 2016 Star-Lord from the, what Build-A-Figure was that they came in? I want to say, I don't know, man, it's been so long. But, the Mantis Build-A-Figure wave. So, yeah, the boots, same boots that we've seen previously. You do get some very nice silver paint, though, on those buckles. Again, very underwhelming figure. Oh, I did forget to mention you get some very nice metallic blue here on the side. So that is nice. Very underwhelming figure, man. Again, a lot of reuse. That head sculpt is not good. It's just a lot of things that I'm not happy about this figure. But let's get a quick look at his articulation. Head is on a dumbbell joint, and he can look up. Actually, no, it's on a hinge. So I want to say that torso is reused. So head can look up that much with that hinge. He can look down a decent amount. He gets the tiniest amount of head pivot, so just a little bit of shifting more than anything. His arms are on ball joints and they move out a good amount, even with those shoulder piece pads right there. They move pretty decent, so you can hit a T-pose. He does have upper bicep swivel, as you can see. Double pinless elbows to bend in a decent amount. He does have hinges at the hands that hinge up and down and rotate a full 360. He does have a, what's it called, ab crunch, but that rubber overlay kind of gets in the way, but not really. So you can bend a good amount forward. Not much back. He does have a waist swivel, upper thigh cuts, double jointed knees. He does have boot rotation, and his feet do hinge this much up, this much back, and he does have great ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of his feet. Next, we'll be looking at Groot, the figure that I'm most excited about this wave. Groot does come with the torso to Korg. Now, Groot is the figure that you get the most bang for your buck, as he does come with a whole bunch of accessories. Starting off, you get a more kind of a gripping, grasping type of hand for his right hand, and a more open, splayed out hand for his left hand. Now, Groot does have two effect pieces for his hands. This one where it looks like his fingers are growing out and forming into something. And then this other hand, it looks like a piercing tool that he uses in Guardians 1. And he also uses it in Infinity War when he stabs all those Outriders. And these two hands are interchangeable, so you can have this one on this hand and this one on that hand. It doesn't really matter. Groot also does come with a right trigger finger hand. And of course, that trigger finger hand is for his blaster that he does use in Infinity War, and I'm guessing it carries on to Love and Thunder. And the cool thing about this gun that it does have a peg hole there in the center, so you can plug in any effect pieces that you would like. And here we have Team Groot, and I believe it's the exact same figure that we got in that 3-pack for Infinity War, where it was Rocket Raccoon and Thor. And yeah, he's a solid figure, man. He does have better paint apps, in my opinion. You get very nice green moss-like paint right there. You get those leaves inside his head painted. You get that very nice twirling inside of his head sculpted on there. The back of the head gets the same treatment of paint, but the back of the figure obviously not going to have any paint, so that is a little bit unfortunate. Although you do get some a little bit right here on the forearms. But the rest of the figure, man, again, we've seen it previously. You get these very, very nice sculpted tree trunk pieces, I guess. I don't know how to what to call them. Yeah, he looks very solid, man. Again, we've seen him before. It is a little bit plain. I wish there was a lot more of a wash throughout this figure to really make those, um, sculpted details pop a lot more. I'm probably gonna have to, give it a little wash just to, bring out those, sculpted details a little bit more. But yeah, man, solid figure overall. Again, we've seen this previously before. I really like that face, man. He's always pissed off. If I can get my camera to focus, he's always pissed off. So I really like that they captured that in plastic form. But yeah, let's get a quick look at his articulation. Now, getting a quick look at his articulation, his head is on a ball and hinge, as you can see in there. So you can look up a great amount. He can look down, great amount. He gets very nice head pivoting. His arms are on ball joints. They move up a good amount, so he can hit a very nice T-pose. He doesn't have any upper bicep swivel, but he does have a single jointed elbow that bends in just below 90. He does have a hinge on his hand that hinges up and down and rotates a full 360, and that is for all hands. He does have a diaphragm cut that crunches this much forward, that much back. He can pivot to the sides very nicely. He does have a ball joint at the thigh, so you get some shifting in there, so that is quite nice. You do get a hinge at the leg. The hinge is about 90 degrees, and you get some rotation out of that. You do get hinges at the feet. The hinge this much forward, that much back, and he does have great angle pivot with pegals at the bottom of the feet. And lastly, for single pack figures, we'll be looking at Gorr the God Butcher. Gorr the God Butcher does come with the right leg to Korg. Now, Gorr the God Butcher doesn't come with too many accessories. The only thing he does come with is his Necra sword. And I wonder how this is going to play out in the movie, as the Necra sword, I believe, is symbiote goop, if I'm not mistaken. If I remember the storyline correctly, that's what it is. But it is nicely sculpted and detailed. You get all those nice nicks and scratches and dings and dongs to show that it is, battle worn. You get a very nice brown for the hilt, and then a very nice sculpted, I guess, crown for the bottom of that sword, if I can get it to focus. So that is fairly nice, man. And here we have Gorr the God Butcher, man. Not sure how I feel about it, to be honest with you, man. I don't know how I feel about the design, to be honest with you. You get some very nice purple veins right there on his head. It does look quite nice. He gets these scars, I'm guessing, all throughout his head, from his eyes all the way to the top of his head, to the back of his head, down his spine. So that is really dope, I guess. Man, I just don't like this design, man. I'm hoping that this was early concept art, and that's what they based this figure off of, and they changed the design in the movie. Because, yeah, I'm not a big fan of this, man. But this figure does kind of look like Christian Bale mixed with what's his name, Jesse Eisenberg. Is that his name? The guy that played Lex Luthor in the DCUC, or DCUC, the DC universe, or whatever the hell Warner Brothers is calling it. But yeah, it's like a mixture of both of them. It's just crazy. It looks like Christian Bale and Lex Luthor had a baby. Moving down to the little cape, it is nicely sculpted and detailed and textured. I mean, look at that, dude. That is very, very nicely textured. I don't know if it's coming on my camera very well, but it's very nicely textured, sculpted. You get some very nice brown wash at the bottom of that cape to make it look like it's worn and dirty. The same thing goes for his torso. This is nicely sculpted and detailed and textured. You get that it feels like an old rag, you know what I mean? Like an old, I don't know how to explain, like an old worn out rag. You get this very nice sculpted scoring throughout his arm, down his hand. Again, pinless, as it is a brand new body mold. Moving down to his skirt, this is where traffic owns like everything below his waist, so it's a little bit unfortunate. You do get a slit here on the side and on this side, so I don't think it will hinder it 100%. The legs, he's just wearing pajama pants. So again, not crazy on the design, but it kind of does fault this figure a little bit. But they are brand new, nicely sculpted and textured as well, pinless, and then he does have those fat feet. So not much to this figure, man. pretty decent though. The fingertips are black, so that is nice. Yeah, man, not too crazy about this figure or design. So let's get a quick look at his articulation. Now for articulation, his head is on a dumbbell joint, so he can look up this much. He can look down that much. He gets head pivoting as it is a dumbbell joint. His arms are on ball joints and they move up this much, so you can hit a very nice T-pose. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. His wrist hinge, actually the sword wielding hand hinges vertically up and down and rotates full 360. His open palm hand hinges up and down and rotates full 360. His legs, underneath there, you do get a upper thigh cut, so you get some very nice shifting out of that. Double jointed knees to bend in a great amount, and then he can kick not much forward because that skirt piece gets in the way, and then obviously on the back he can kick to the side decent amount. He does have hinges at his feet that hinge this much up, this much down. He does have great ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of his feet. And here is Korg all built and put together, and a very solid figure, man. There's some things I'm not too crazy about. I don't feel like we needed a new Korg. The one we got in the 2-pack with the Grandmaster a few years back is pretty decent and still holds up. This one is 100% all brand new, as the costume, has a lot of changes. There's this weird thing going on with the legs when you connect them. He's always going to be on this stance, like his legs this far spread out. They don't go any closer than that, and that's really, really annoying me. Not sure what's up with that. As the previous Korg, you could have his legs, fairly close together. I think it's just the sculpt of the legs, so that is a little bit unfortunate. And that's another thing that really bothers me, but we'll talk about that here in a second. Pop the arm back on. Getting a quick look at this arm, dude, is really annoying. It keeps popping out. Popping the arm back in. There we go. Now getting a quick look at his head sculpt. It is fairly decent. There's no wash or anything on that head sculpt, which would have really, really benefited this figure. And unfortunately, there's not a wash, so it all kind of just fades into itself, as all that gray plastic is just, it looks like a big chunk of gray plastic pretty much. The eyes are punched in there in black, but it's very, very faint and you can hardly see it. The rest of the body is just a dull gray plastic. You do get this very nice overlay that is glued on to the figure. That is this fur collar piece and these straps. He does have a strap over here on his arm that is glued on there as well. It's not sculpted, it's just glued on. Moving down to the forearms, these do look quite nice. It's just a other overlay that is brown and textured in this leather. Get this very nice rivets painted in silver. And then the weapon, we've seen it previously with the other Korg figure. It's just repainted in a better gold color. Actually, no, they're very similar. So, same weapon. Moving down to this ginormous skirt piece, which has a ram here in the middle. That is very nice, man. I really like the sculpted detail on that. The little rivets on the silver buttons right here are nice. He does have these very nice gold painted plates right here. I'm not sure what that's about. The pants are crazy, man. They remind me of like a Norwegian person or someone from Norway or somewhere over there would wear something like this. And I believe the actor that plays him is from that area, if I'm not mistaken, Taika Waititi. The knee pads are very nicely sculpted and painted in a gold color. Moving down to his feet and ankles, you get this very nice sculpted fur that is very similar to the one that he's wearing around his collar. And then you do get those brown ropes that are holding it together, painted on there, very nice and accurate. His feet are nicely sculpted, and he does have pegals at the bottom of his feet with his 4 toes. And again, this figure is 100% brand new. I believe the only reuse is the hands. The feet are brand new sculpt as well. So very solid figure, man. The back, pretty much the same thing. You get some paint, but yeah, very solid figure. Again, I wish something else would have been the build figure. Still need to see the movie, so don't know what character would have fitted a build figure. but Korg would do, man. He's, you know, a decent build figure at least. But yeah, enough about Korg. Let's get a quick look at his articulation. Now getting a quick look at articulation. His head is on a hinge and ball, so he can look up a great amount. He can look down, not much, without popping the head off. He can't look much down, as there's just too much sculpted detail right there. So that is a little bit unfortunate. He gets some head pivoting, so that is nice. His arms are on ball joints, and they do tend to pop off fairly easy. So yeah, as you can see, do be careful when you're, you know, articulating figure. And no matter how much I try to push into those, peg holes, they just tend to fall off fairly easy, man. He does have upper bicep swivel, double pinless elbows that bend in a great amount. He does have hinges at his hand that hinge up and down. Actually, no, his gripping hand has a vertical hinge, so that hinges up and down vertically and does rotate a full 360. His open palmed hand does hinge up and down regularly and rotate a full 360. He does have diaphragm cut. It pivots this much to this side, this much to this side. He can crunch this much forward, that much back, which is a great amount. Does he have waist swivel? He does have a waist swivel, so that is nice. He does have upper thigh cuts, double pinless elbows. Knees, they can bend in a great amount for being such chunky legs. He does have hinges at his ankles that hinge this much up, this much down, and he does have great ankle pivot with pegals at the bottom of his feet. And for some size comparisons, here we have the whole wave all together, but here they are next to the Marvel Legends Thanos, the previous Korg, Mafex Captain America, and you know I had to put them together as I am Steve Rogers, I am Groot. I said that backwards, but you get the idea. And here they are next to the Marvel Legends Doctor Strange from the Rentraw Build-A-Figure wave. Here they are next to the SH Figure Arts Infinity War Hulk. And lastly, here's the wave next to the SH Figure Arts Final Battle Endgame Thor. And there you have it, a okay offering from the Marvel Legends team. This wave was just okay. There's some good figures in this wave. There's some not so good figures in this wave. So ranking these figures from bottom to top was fairly easy. At the very bottom, we have Star-Lord. Doesn't look like him. Don't like that head sculpt. And the reuse was cheap in my opinion. We could have gotten a way better Star-Lord. Overall, it was just not a good figure. Second to bottom is Gorr, the God Butcher. I'm just not crazy about the design. The figure is okay, but I'm just not crazy about the design. That's pretty much where I stand with that figure. Third to bottom would have to be this Thor over here. I think the armored one. I'm not crazy about the design either, man. And again, lazy reuse of those arms. They could have sculpted new arms and give us a completely pinless figure. Wish there was waist swivel or a lower diaphragm cut or something that got lower abdomen, you know, movement out of that figure. So unfortunately, he is third to bottom. Next would be okay, this is where it gets a little tricky. I would say this Thor right here. Just because I'm pretty sure he's not gonna look like this very much in the movie. So he's okay. I like the figure a lot. I actually really do like that figure a lot. But there's just better figures in this wave. Next would be Korg. I'm not crazy about that figure. The arms keep popping off. He stands really weird for some reason. I can't get those legs to get closer together. So not a big fan of that. Next would be Valkyrie. Love the brand new body. Wish there was more paint. That's pretty much all I can say about that figure. Oh, and some accessories. More accessories would have been nice. Next would be Jane Foster. I really like this Jane Foster. No complaints other than maybe some interchangeable hands would have been nice. And the number one spot goes to Groot. Really like this figure, man. I've been looking for that Marvel Select Groot that came in the 2-pack with Thor. But this figure just completely blows that other one out the water. Paint-wise, not much, but, you know, it still beats it just because of all the accessories that it comes with. He comes with a whole bunch of interchangeable hands and weapons. He comes with his blaster, which I misplaced. Oh, no, here it is. So he does come with a blaster that he uses in Infinity War. And this Groot's going straight into my Infinity War display. So really like that Groot, man. again, solid wave overall. Would I recommend it if you're a MCU fan? Yes, pick this wave up. You get a whole bunch of new characters. You get, well, not a whole bunch of new characters, but you get updates on a whole bunch of characters that we've seen in the MCU. We get Jane Foster as Thor finally. This Valkyrie is a way better upgrade than the previous one. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbows and knees, pinless at that too. And then you also get a new villain. You get an upgrade on, no, I wouldn't say upgrade on Korg because a lot of things wrong with that figure, man. But I'm gonna leave it at that. And then you get a new costume for Thor, 2 new costumes for Thor. So an okay wave, man. Especially if you're a MCU fan, you're gonna love this wave. It's all MCU, no comic, just straight all the figures that you need from this movie, I think. And yeah, just an okay wave, man. But that's all I have to say. Enough of me rambling on. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments down below if you're looking forward to this wave. If it's an easy pass or you're going to be picking it up. And make sure you follow me on my Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. The links to all those are in the description down below. And I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.